Hello and welcome to Electric Bike Report. My name is Pete and this is the Rad Power Bikes RadMini Step-Thru in for testing and review. This is a really interesting electric bike because it has the 4¼ inch wide fat tires on 20-inch wheels and has the folding capabilities as well as the low step-through area to make the getting on and off the bike easy. Has a high capacity 48 volt 14 amp hour lithium battery, 750 watt geared rear hub motor there. So yeah, it's a really interesting bike. It's very compact, maneuverable, and it has some kick with that 750 watt motor. The bike retails for $14.99, and this is a video overview, and I'll have the full review for you at electricbikereport.com. But with that, let's get into the details. So first off, let's take a look at the frame that has a lot of interesting features. Right on the head tube here are 4 bolts that provide connection for a front rack that Rad Power Bike sells as a optional accessory. On that rack you can install baskets and such to carry cargo, or just strap cargo to the flat rack itself. Also check out the nice head badge there, and just behind the head tube is the down tube that swoops down. You can see the additional gusset that's been placed here to provide some strength here at the head tube connection, and some internal cable routing to keep the cables protected and just provides a cleaner look. Then taking a look at the swooping down tube here, this creates a really low step-through area, which is about 16 inches above the ground, so it makes getting on and off the bike really easy. And then just below that is the main hinge point here in the frame. You can also see the tubing that wraps around the battery here, and that provides some additional structural strength and also provides a little bit of protection for the 48 volt 14 amp hour battery pack. And that's a really nice location for the battery pack because it's centered relatively low on the bike, so good for overall balance and handling of the bike. And then taking a look back here, just some of the weld details at the seat stay and seat tube connection, the rear light there, then the frame dropping down here. There's a replaceable derailleur hanger in case that gets bent. You can easily replace that. And then coming back to the cranks here, but overall just a lot of details on providing additional strength where it's needed, some of these gussets and the thick aluminum welds, but overall nice detailing on the frame. Here's a closer look at the RST suspension fork. It has 60 millimeters of travel, which is about 2.4 inches, and has a very active feel that definitely helps to absorb a lot of the rough stuff in the road. And on this side here is a lockout dial, so if you want to lock out the fork, you can turn the dial this way. And the reason for that is if you're riding on pretty smooth roads, you get a more efficient ride. If you're, say, really pedaling hard, maybe standing out of the saddle, and by preventing the suspension fork from activating, it gives you a more efficient ride that way. Then over here is the preload adjustment, so you can turn this dial to set the fork for your weight and riding style. Okay, so one of the big highlights of the RadMini Step-Thru are the Kenda Craze tires, and these were actually developed in a partnership between Rad Power Bikes and Kenda. And these are a 20 inch by 4¼ inch wide, and you can see that they have a road style tread pattern. What's really interesting is they look almost like a motorcycle style tire, and they have just a huge tread patch on the ground, so it provides a very stable ride feel. And the large air volume also creates a bit of built-in suspension effect. So, it helps to smooth out the road. There's also reflective sidewalls on both sides for visibility when you're out and about. And then it has the puncture-resistant tire casing, which really helps to prevent flats. So here's a closer look at the 48 volt 14 amp hour lithium battery pack that uses Samsung cells. It's a high capacity battery pack at 672 watt hours. There's a lock here on this side, and you can undo that and remove the battery pack. There's a charge level indicator. You push this button and it shows you the charge level. There's also a charge level indicator on the handlebar display too. Okay, so you can remove the battery by unlocking it with one of the supplied keys. There's 2 supplied. I've already unlocked it there, and then the battery removes just like that. And here's a look at the frame mount here in the just in front of the seat tube, and then a look at the battery itself with the key there, and then a look at the bottom, and then the connection point right there. So, and then to reinstall, basically the same in reverse. Slide it in place like that. Turn the key, make sure it locks in place. Take it, and you're set to go. So here's a look at the battery removed from the bike with the charger plugged in to the top side there. And it takes about 5.5 hours to fully charge from empty. And the battery can also be charged on the bike as well. So here is a closer look at the Bafang 750 watt geared rear hub motor. This provides up to 80 Newton meters of torque, and definitely provides a really fun ride feel. The RadMini Step-Thru is a compact and maneuverable bike, and adding this kind of motor just makes it a really zippy, fun, sporty ride feel. This motor will provide assist up to 20 miles per hour, and that's pedal assist or throttle, which makes this a Class 2 electric bike. So braking is handled by the Tektro Aries mechanical disc brakes, and these do a good job of slowing down the RadMini Step-Thru. They have 180 millimeter rotors on the front and the back, and this is a look at the rotor attached to the Bafang geared rear hub motor there. Now we'll take a look at the ride position. You can see the handlebars are fairly upright, and they have a nice width to them for a stable ride. And there's actually more adjustability to the handlebar. So with the quick release on the mast here, you can lower it all the way down, and there's also the way of opening that up, raising it up about 3 inches, so you get a very upright position there for seeing everything around you, and also providing a comfortable ride. Mentioned before was the 16-inch low step-through area, so it makes getting on and off the bike really easy. And then there's the Velo Plush saddle, and there's about 7 inches of overall adjustability there. So the bike is designed to fit riders between 4'10" and 5'10". And taking a closer look at the Velo Plush saddle, has a mid-width profile for a pretty comfortable ride, but yet still a pretty efficient pedaling style. And then on the back here is a handle, and that really helps for maneuvering the bike around when it's folded or unfolded. Okay, so taking a look at the left side of the handlebar, this is an ergonomic grip here, has a little bit of a wing, so it provides some wrist support. The Tektro front disc brake lever, there's a little bit of a rubber grippy surface here. There's also sensors in each brake lever, so when you engage the brake lever, it will stop the assist. Also the built-in bell, pretty nice. The control pad for adjusting the pedal assist levels with the up and down arrows, and then the mode button cycles through information on the display. Here's a look at the display. You got your battery level indicator, your trip distance, and you can hit the mode button, see your odometer there. And then current speed, there's also max speed, average speed. And this is the pedal assist level, currently in 2, but there's 5 of them, so you can hit the control pad arrows to cycle through the pedal assist levels. And then there's watts, which is the amount of power the motor is providing. There's also a USB charging port here, so if you want to charge a smartphone, tablet, or USB device, you can do that. And then there's also a backlight on the display, so when you turn the lights on, there's a backlight for reading the display at night. And over here is the Shimano shifter for shifting through the 7 speeds, so you can shift with that lever, and then there's that button for shifting down. And then over here, the Tektro rear brake lever and the twist grip throttle. And this is pretty interesting because there's an on-off button for the throttle, which is a nice safety feature. So if you accidentally, were to twist the throttle in the off position, it's not going to do anything. And then you turn it on to engage the throttle feature. And then here is the ergonomic grip as well. So one of the nice stock accessories that comes on the RadMini Step-Thru are the front and rear LED lights that run off of the main e-bike battery there. So you don't have to worry about charging separate batteries for the lights. And the rear light is pretty interesting. So it's got the solid mode. It's also got the brake light mode. So when you grab the brake light, it lights up much like a car would. And then you've also got the flashing mode for the rear light as well. So now we'll take a look at the folding of the RadMini Step-Thru. Make sure you check out Rad Power Bikes for the full folding instructions. This is just a demonstration to show you what it's like. There's a little release lever here on the quick release at the handlebar mast that drops down like that. And then the handlebar also just drops down like that. And then here's a look at folding the pedals. You just push in on the pedal platform and then rotate it like that. And this is the frame hinge, so you undo the little lever here like that, undo the quick release, slides back like this, and then that's open, and then you can rotate the frame. So here's a look at the bike folded down. You can see the frame has a little bit of a built-in kickstand for the folded position, but overall this is a very compact size and pretty handy for storage or transport. Alright, so that is the video overview of the Rad Power Bikes RadMini Step-Thru. Make sure you check out electricbikereport.com for the full review, and that includes a bunch of detailed pictures, specifications, ride characteristics, range test results, pros, cons, and overall thoughts. All at electricbikereport.com.